Welcome, and thank you for joining me for day 3 of our 12 days of ZENMAS. Today we will take on a restorative practice focused on the back and shoulders. You can grab any props or a blanket, a pillow. When we're ready, we'll make our way to a child's pose. Widening through the knees, we drop through the chest, reach through the arms. You can bring a prop under the hips to the chest to lift as we lengthen, focusing in on the breath. Start to quiet the mind, set an intention for today's practice. Noticing what we feel in the shoulders and the back and the hips. We surrender through each exhale, allowing the body to soften, to go deeper. Next inhale, we'll shift the body up as we make our way to a puppy pose. We'll lengthen here through the spine. We're going to bring the knees under the hips to start. If we have blocks, we can bring the palms to our blocks or ground them to the mat. We start to drop through the chest, bringing the chin or the chest to the mat. Maybe hovering over the mat here as we lengthen through the shoulders, through the upper back. Hips reach back towards the heels, puppy pose. Surrender the breath here. Focus on what we feel in the body, where we feel it and how it feels. Shifting the focus to our tricep here. If we're utilizing our blocks, we'll bring the blocks in closer towards the body. We ground through the elbows, palms meet. We bring the hands up towards the head. Returning back to that intention, back to the breath, as we ease the mind. Releasing the hands on exhale. We'll remove our blocks. We'll ground through the palms, drop to the chest, puppy pose. We bring that left hand through, left shoulder comes to the mat, head comes to the mat. For our thread the needle, grounded through that right hand, or we can send it up and over across the back here to open up the chest. Next exhale, we start to return that right hand, grounding it to the mat. On inhale, left arm comes back to center. And as we exhale, we send the right through the left. Right shoulder, head come to the mat. We choose our option with that left hand. Grounded, we're opening up the chest here. Noticing what we feel in the head, and the neck, and the shoulders. Next exhale, we start to return that left hand. Once we're grounded, we can inhale, right arm comes back to center. As we exhale, we release through the chest, puppy pose. Inhale shifts the body forward. We exhale to release the hips, take the entire body to the mat here. Arms come out to a T, we ground down through the mat. We're gonna come for a shoulder stretch here as we start to open up the body on inhale towards that left side. We're gonna ground that right foot behind the left. We can keep that right arm extended straight out or bring it in close beside the body here. To go a little bit deeper, we inhale to reach that right arm up, and as we exhale, bending at the elbow, opening up to the chest. We hold here. If we want to go a little bit deeper, we can reach that arm up. On that exhale, go for that left hand, interlacing the fingers. Come for a deeper shoulder stretch here. Palms meet, fingers interlace. We squeeze the shoulders together. Next exhale releases the fingers. We return that right hand. Once we're grounded, slowly taking it back to center. We take a moment to reset. Notice what we feel in the body. Next inhale, we start to roll towards that right side, opening up the body. We ground through the left foot, sending it behind the right. Right arm extends out, grounded. Option to stay here grounded. If we'd like, we can inhale, reach that left arm up, choosing our option to either bend here at the elbow or interlace the fingers, squeezing the shoulder blades. We settle into stillness. Exhale releases the fingertips, and our inhale is going to reach that left arm all the way back up. We ground it to the mat. Slow with control, we make our way back to center. 2 deep breaths. We'll ground the forearms and the palms to the mat. We lift through the chest, relax through the shoulders. Come to our Sphinx pose. Notice what we feel here in the low back. If we can find a deep enough stretch here in the low back, we can settle into stillness. If we need to go a little bit deeper, we press through the palms, forearms come off of the mat. Arms stay in beside the body, keeping the shoulders relaxed away from the ears. Coming into a cobra pose, grounded through the legs. Exhale, we slowly return the forearms to the mat. We'll press the body up, find a seated position. We extend through the legs. If we have a strap or a belt we'd like to utilize, we'll take a moment to grab that. Taking a moment to ground through the sit bones. When we're ready, we inhale, reach the arms up, lengthening through the spine. And as we exhale, we take it down. Chest and belly comes as close as we can to the legs. Slight bend in the knees here if we need. Mindful of the breath and the body, we surrender to that intention. Allowing our exhale to take us even deeper. We feel the sensations on the back of the hamstrings, maybe in the calves. Three more deep breaths. Next inhale, we bring everything back up. On that exhale, we can gently release. If we have a strap or a belt, we can set it aside. Left knee draws into the body. We send the foot up and over the right side. Ground the left hand, inhale, right arm reaches up, and as we exhale, we twist from the belly. Inhale, lengthening through the spine. As we exhale, we go a little bit deeper into that twist. Last breath. Exhale returns us back to center. We send that left leg out. Right knee draws in, sending it up and over towards that left side, grounded through the foot. Right arm goes behind us. We reach the left up. Exhale to come into our twist. Lengthening through the spine on inhale. We twist deeper through that exhale. Awareness in the breath constriction as we hold in this twist. Next exhale will bring us to center. We lengthen both legs straight out. Our next posture we'll take on is fish pose. We can utilize this with props, maybe a bolster, blocks, blanket, pillow, or without, staying grounded to the mat, which is what I'll demonstrate first. We want to point through the toes, bring the forearms to the mat. We drop the head back as we lift through the chest, through the heart, active through the body, squeezing through the legs. We can hold here, finding stillness. We have the option of using a bolster, pillow, or blanket, placing it directly on the low back. We'll slowly make our way to a reclined position, a more restorative approach, chest lifted, arms beside the body. We settle into stillness. We can also utilize blocks. I like to place them in a T-shaped position. The bottom block using the long side to lift my chest. And then we use the top block on the short side to rest the head. Lengthen through the neck here. You can bring the forearms to the mat or rest the arms beside the body. Point through the toes, actively squeezing the legs. You choose your option, whatever feels best for our practice today. Settle into stillness, focus in on the breath. We return to that intention. We'll bring a hand to the chest and a hand to the belly as we take a moment to focus in on the heart center. A reminder that you are loved. You are exactly where you need to be in this moment. Wherever we're at in our practice, either grounding to the bolster, removing the blocks, coming all the way to the mat, or release the arms as we start to settle into stillness here. You can keep the bolster on the back or take it under the legs to lift through the knees. We'll start to prepare the mind, focusing in on the breath, quieting the thoughts. Take one last moment to notice how the body feels. When we're ready, we'll surrender the mind, surrender the body to our final relaxation, our Shavasana. We can slowly start to bring movement into the body, wiggling the toes and the fingers, rolling out the wrists and the ankles. When we're ready, we'll roll onto that right side, finding a fetal pose position. We slowly make our way to a seated position on the mat. We'll bring our hands to heart center. Thank you all for joining me for day 3 of our 12 days of ZENMAS. I hope you all enjoyed this restorative back and shoulder practice. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so you can be notified for our daily video drops. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. Namaste.